Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the president of Music Inc. and Upbeat Daily Magazines and the host of Best in Show, Frank Alkire.
It's a packed house. Wow. Love it. Sunday morning of the NAMM show. It's a packed house in here. This is awesome. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Best in Show. In the next hour, we've got 24 products and services that this panel, the esteemed panel of 6 retail experts, has selected. They've shopped the show. They made their picks, and we've got 4 categories that we're going to discuss. And let's just get right to it. Let's introduce our panel today. Starting out from A&G Central Music in southeastern Michigan, we've got Robert Christie. From Santa Monica Music Center in California, we've got Lana Negrete. How you doing? From Mike Risco Music in Ossining, New York, we've got Mike and Miriam Risco.
No.
This is like the Hollywood Squares. We've got couples here. This is awesome. From Nick Rail Music in Santa Barbara, California, we've got Laura Penrose. From Astro Audio Visual in Glendale, California, we've got Saif Shaw. Saif, come on out. Woo! And from Reverb in Chicago, Illinois, my hometown, the one and only Jim Turk. Jim.
This is Jim's.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Everybody ready?
We're ready.
Apparently our mics are on.
The mics are on.
It's real.
So this is rapid fire. We put this show together between noon yesterday and today. So any mistakes or anything, just sweep it under the rug. Pretend it didn't happen. But we hope to have a really good time. We have 4 categories to go to. Our first category of the day is best add-on or accessory that these 6 panelists saw at the show. Robert, what do you have for add-on or accessory?
So I always like to encourage my coworkers to be really intentional about what they pick to add on to better serve our customers. And I think that clip-on tuners are a great add-on, but sometimes we sell ourselves a little bit short. I think you'd agree that like the clip-on tuner you would sell that student for their first guitar probably is a different need than the person who's a regular gigging musician. And while the Peterson Strobo Clip HDC is good for everyone, I think maybe that second category of player, it would serve them the most. It's the next generation of Strobo Clip tuners. It's fully rechargeable, has a high-def, full-color display, which is actually super useful if you think about if you're gigging. Stage lighting, you can pick a color that's really easy to see, or let's say you're playing guitar, banjo, and mandolin. You could be green for your guitar tuning, blue for banjo, magenta for mandolin, something, right?
If you're looking at us for help on that, no, you're on your own.
65 sweetened tuning presets, so if you're drop tuning or capoing up, whatever, it's good. USB-C, upgradable firmware, chargeable, super powerful, and you know, if a piece of gear is super powerful but not super easy to use, it might not get used, but this is both. So I recommend you check it out.
Peterson Strobo Clip HDC. Give that a hand. Lana, what do you have?
I have the Boss GM 800 guitar synthesizer. I'm going to Vanna White it for you. It's right here in blue. I do not play guitar, so I don't want to get techie with you, but my staff was in love with it. They couldn't leave the booth. They kept texting me photos of it and samples. And what's really neat about it is it can be plugged into any electric guitar or bass and basically turn it into a synthesizer with a vast onboard library of over 1,200 tones and 70 rhythm sounds, and then connects to a computer. So besides being pretty compact and being able to travel, I think it reaches a younger demographic for us that's constantly coming in and not just looking for your average pedal. This does way more. But it's also something you can gig with, travel with, and I think reaches across a vast market of customers. And affordable to get into. So I'm not going to get techie on you because I'm not somebody that knows that stuff, and I'd be lying to you, but it's something that I think I can move in my store for sure. And you can also look up all the techie stuff, because if I say it, it's just going to sound like I'm regurgitating words I don't use. But
we really want to hear that, though.
What?
We really want to hear it.
Yeah, no. So if you want to stop by booth 5432 today, maybe you can get a listen there, but you're definitely not going to get it from me. But that's my pick for best add-ons and accessories.
The Boss GM 800 guitar synthesizer. Give that a hand. Woo! Mike and Miriam, what do we got?
So we are going to talk about lava cables. Lava cables are known for their high-quality premium cables that add a touch of fun to your musical setup. We love fun, so that works out great for us. Available in a variety of colors, these cables allow musicians to match them with their instruments, maybe their nails in their clothes too, so that's pretty cool, adding a personalized flair to their gear. With different lengths and attractive packaging, lava cables not only deliver on performance, but aesthetics.
And you know, getting a good cable, we sell lots of great guitars and premium guitars, all of us. Why not match it with an incredible cable? And I particularly love this coil cable. And what I learned about this is it's not only retro and cool looking, but it rolls off the highs, which is kind of nice. And this one here gives us a nice transparent sound, and it's tweed. Who doesn't love the tweed color there? So we got some great cables here. You know, we're also concerned about tone. Of course, getting a great guitar, great amp, great speakers. We might as well continue along with the cables as well, and we've got a nice cable kit here for your pedal board as well. So check out Lava Cables.
Lava cables. Give it a hand. And Mike, you've got a future in product modeling here. This was...
Hey, I'm doing my best.
That was professional. That was professional. Laura Penrose, what do you have for us?
I have the Vox guitar pedal by Korg. This is the real McCoy. So I visited their booth and actually learned quite a bit about Vox. I'm not a guitarist. They invented the original wah pedal in 1967, and then over time, you know, as things develop and technology advances, they kind of went back to the roots and got one of the original and reverse engineered it to get it down, according to Kenny, to the molecular level. Hi, Kenny. Down to the molecular level to recreate it like exactly. So not only, I'm a huge history buff, so not only was this just a cool idea to kind of get back to their roots, cool history, it sounds killer. Kenny played it, and as soon as he did, I was like, oh man, I am there in 1967. It was super cool. So great product, great for new guitarists that want to like be a rock star, and great for people who are already rock stars. So yeah, very cool product.
Wah pedal. There are 3 versions of that, so go check that out. And that's the Vox wah pedals. Give that a hand. Sife Shaw, what do you got?
Thanks, Frank. So I'm a DJ, and I have my roots in pro audio, and usually the second to last thing we think about is lighting in that world. So for my pro audio accessory, I went with the Gravity Light Stick. This guy does cool white, warm white, one button touch. You can level out the brightness there with that. Battery operated, obviously. This is great for vocalists using a mic stand, DJs on their DJ case, and just to prove it, there you go. It's magnetic, if I can get that right. There we go. So that's great to go on your DJ case, your mic stand, make you look good. We want to look good, right? The cool white's great for product display as well. I like that it's versatile, and you can figure out many ways to use this, so that was my pick.
Gravity LED stick. Give it a hand. Jimmy, what do you got?
Okay, so when we get the categories, there's always a write-up of what the category should be, and there's a line in the add-ons and accessories that says whiz-bang electronics. And I always try to find as whiz-bangy of electronic as I possibly can for this category. If you're familiar with the stylophone, it's an old instrument. It fits in your pocket, comes with a little pen. You put it onto a strip of metal, and it can create pitch. It's an interesting sound. It's been on a bunch of recordings that you guys can Google. This is something that I saw that's an update to that. It's a stylophone theremin, which has a similar technology, but also has a theremin. So you have an antenna up. Closer you get here with your hand, pitch goes up. Amplitude, closer you get away, it goes down. Really fun instruments. I have a stylophone for my kids. They love it. It can get a little bit annoying if they overuse it, but it's really cool. This one actually is something that I actually think I'll be able to use on some records, so I'm looking forward to getting it home. Super cool instrument, and I urge you to check it out over at their booth.
All right, stylophone. Give that a hand. That's add-ons accessories. One category down, guys. That's great. Thank you so much. Hey, real quick, just a 30-second elevator speech on who you guys are. Robert, go.
I am in the band and orchestra business in Southeast Michigan. Store owner, that's what we do.
Lana.
I own Santa Monica and Culver City Music Center. My dad started it 52 years ago. We do retail, rentals, B&O, guitars, everything, and lessons. And we also have a nonprofit, Outreach to the Arts. And yeah, I'm carrying on a legacy business for my dad.
A lot of great work.
All right.
The Riscos.
I feel a little bit like Hollywood Squares here. We're Mike and Miriam Risco. We have a retail music store and a music school in Ossining, New York.
Okay, Laura Penrose.
I'm Laura Penrose. I own Nick Rail Music. We have 6 locations around Southern California, and we do school band and orchestra, rentals, lessons, repair, all that kind of stuff.
There you go. Scythe.
I've been a DJ for about 20 years, producer as well. Frank, I warned you, this is a mouthful. So I'm the general manager of Astro AVL, LA's first DJ store. I'm also the sales manager. I'm also the installation designer and foreman. I'm also a lighting programmer there, and I'm head of the DJ and music production school. So a little bit of all of that, but it all comes full circle.
Look at that. All right.
Handles accounting, HR.
Right.
And you'll have a vacuum out here in a second. Yeah.
I'm Jim Turk. I work for a company called Reverb.com. We're a marketplace for sellers, private sellers, professional sellers, brands. It's an open marketplace. Anyone can sell. We're based in Chicago, but we are a global company, and we're very, very happy to continue to be supporting NAMM. And honestly, I will tell you this. If I could pick Best in Show, if I could really pick somebody, it would be this guy right here. So thank you so much for having us. Frank.
That's not necessary. Okay, now that you've met these guys, you can tell it covers the waterfront here of this industry. It's really, really fantastic. But let's get back to our picks. Gotta stock it. A product that you want in your store right now if you didn't have it there last week or last holiday season. Robert, go.
Right, the Reed Geek. Like, if you stock it, you will sell it, and what sells it is the demo. And my drummers, Hands of Ham, can even do the demo, so anybody that works in your shop can do it. What does it do? It perfects the reed that you put on your mouthpiece if you're a clarinet saxophone player, right? To get the most out of that reed. Our reed manufacturers do an awesome job creating great reeds, but by the very nature of the reed, it's dynamic, right? It's organic. When we get it, it may not be exactly as it was when it was first made. Reed Geek allows you to perfect that reed so that if you're a pro player, you're getting the same experience on your mouthpiece every time. You're getting your sound. You're not getting that box of reeds where there are 2 that aren't acceptable to you and you're throwing them away, so you're getting the most value out of your purchase for your reeds. And it's good for students too, because they're buying a student level reed and you want to remove barriers to their growth and progress. And by simply using this tool, they'll get a better result when they put that reed on their mouthpiece and maybe be more successful early, which will keep them playing. So it's good for everybody. Have it in your store, get lots of turns.
Awesome, awesome. Give it a hand. Lana.
All right, I can't see from here, but my pick, and I hope it's out there, is the Kala U bass. Is that out there?
It's there.
Okay, I can't see from here, but absolutely amazing. I thought it was a mini bass for kids, but I saw a full-grown man playing it. And it sounds like an amazing bass. If you didn't see the size of it, you'd be blown away. What's cool about it is it's like a travel bass, right? But it's got the custom body and pickguard design, which is in-house by Kala. I also love Kala because they're father-daughter, family-owned business, true to my heart. Split coil passive pickups with volume and tone controls. It's perfectly small, and we're gonna get a sample. And it actually comes in some awesome, amazing colors. Go ahead.
We have Magnus. Oh, darn it. Say your last name, Magnus. There you go. Of course. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Magnus, thank you so much.
So I think it speaks for himself, not for itself and himself, not childish at all. So it can be used as a travel bass guitar, but we do have a kids rock band, and oftentimes we get these really awesome 6-year-olds who are trying to hold full-size bass. So I think it'll play both ways. Comes with a gig bag with neck rest and a toolkit for setup, and 4 amazing colors. And if you haven't, please go by the Kala booth today and check it out. They are at booth 5310.
Kala U-Bass, give that a hand. That's awesome. Magnus, thank you again. That was awesome. Mike and Miriam.
Okay, so we are going to talk about the Gator Cases Grooves Hard Shell Drum Case. So Gator specializes in protective cases for musical instruments. The focus here is on their drum cases, which go beyond mere protection. These cases feature intelligent designs that enhance safety during travel, which is always an issue for us. We have a band, and sometimes all of a sudden you're sitting in the car and something goes flying, and I'm always like, no, did that just hit me in the head? Gator's commitment to both functionality and design ensure that your drums are not only secure, but easy to transport. We need one of those.
Yes, we love these guys, and they make such great products. This drum case is excellent. You know, we sell drum sets, and why not sell, just like with a guitar, we always sell a gig bag. Why not sell a case? And the other cool thing about this is I believe each one of these comes with a cymbal bag inside of it, which is super convenient. They lock together, so when the drummers are transporting their gear and putting it on their hand truck, you know, they kind of all stay together. And I think it's great, keeps your drums safe and protected, and keeps us protected as well.
All right, there it is. Gator Grooves. Give that a hand. Laura, gotta stock it. What do you have?
The Alpha, I'm going to get the name wrong, the Bakun Alpha Bass Clarinet by Eastman. Oh my goodness, I have been harassing Eastman for a student bass clarinet since I think as long as I've known Ryan. And finally, when it launched, I was so excited. Not only is it affordable, it comes in 2 different models, and an E flat and a C. It sounds good, but it's something that really makes bass clarinet accessible. So, you know, for programs that maybe have a student wanting to play it but haven't been able to afford it in the past, super high quality, has undercut and overcut tone holes on the C model. Oh, Rory's gonna give a demo. It's gonna be better than me talking about it. Go ahead.
We've got Rory Mazzelli here to give a demo.
Here we go.
Rory, go for it.
One cool thing about this too, I think it's the only student bass that has a triple register to allow better versatility for the upper and lower registers. So
beautiful.
Super, super cool. We're
beautiful,
so excited.
beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Rory. Appreciate it. Give him a hand. Saif.
Well, Frank, you know, we were cruising the show floor, and this one just jumped out at me. It's so low-tech, but genius for anyone who's gigging, and you get to the gig, and you just don't have the right patch cable you need, and you're trying to jerry-rig all night. So American Recorder Technologies has this product. This is the Y-Cert. So it looks pretty simple, no big deal, right? Well, this is a Y cable, it's a splitter, right? You can split into stereo. This is an insert cable, but this is where it gets interesting. I can pop this off, and now I have an 1/8 inch on this side.
Whoa.
I can pop these off, my XLRs, and I have 1/8 inches on these sides. And then with a couple adapters here, I can throw on female RCA, male RCA, and female XLR. to get all the configurations you want. This screws on, so it doesn't feel like a cheap adapter that we sell a lot of adapters at our shop, and they're kind of temporary Band-Aids. This feels like something that's gonna last the way it threads on. It looks like one solid cable, and I think this is a hit. I think that every person who does audio should stock one of these in their bag, and every retailer should have one and supply it as part of their customers' med kits, because this might save your life or your gig. Sometimes that means it's the same thing. So this is my shout out to American Recorder Technology.
Awesome, great pick. American Recorder Technologies. Well done.
That is awesome. At least
You can't have my sample.
Yeah, totally.
I'm gonna keep an eye on you.
Totally. Gotta stock it for me over at the Yamaha booth, the Seek Track. Portable synthesizers are, it's a smaller category in terms of product offerings. On Reverb anyway, we see really strong sales. If you're familiar in the category, you might think that this looks like a very similar product in the category that's been a leader in the space for a little while. This is a really great value. It's basically an all-in-one synthesizer. You have a drum section where you're basically detailing out your rhythm. You have a synthesizer section where you have your tones. Then you are able to throw those sounds into a sound designer. You can sequence it with a step sequencer that's pretty powerful. One of their big marketing messages here is like mobile recording or I guess mobile production. There is an onboard microphone for sampling. My friends that do found sound ambient music are going to be happy about that. It's a really cool piece. It's a specific use case, but it's a growing market. And I think that even if you're a guitar store or if you're a band and orchestra store, having something like this in stock for the younger generation who are making music like this would be a very winning product. We're expecting to see really good sales on Reverb from the retailers that are stocking it. So that's my gotta stock it.
Yamaha Seek Track. Give that a hand. And that's our gotta stock it category, guys. Give these guys a hand for that. Those are great picks. Our next category is companies to watch. These are companies that have great products, great services, great dealer services, and hopefully all of the above and are thinking a little bit bigger. So let's just jump right into that. Robert Christie, what do you have for a company to watch?
So my pick is J.J. Babbitt, and while some of you may not be familiar with that name, I promise you're familiar with their brands like Meyer, Autolink, Hythe. Some of the most iconic artists of all time have made some of the most iconic music of all time using these products, right? Storied brands with a lot of history. So why are they a company to watch? Well, they're facing like an interesting time for them. They have these 100-year-old like legacy brands, and how do you move that forward, keep it relevant, and introduce a new generation of players to these mouthpieces when they may not even be familiar with some of the artists, right, that use them. And I think that they're in a good position to move forward into the new century. They have new leadership. Trace Rory is the new president and COO. I had a chance to talk to him on Friday. And he has this vision for the future that respects the past. But I think more than any of that as an ethos to the company, they're really focused on the role their product plays in the lives of the musicians who use it, right? And I think when you're focused in on the folks who are using your products, everything else kind of takes care of itself. So they're really centered on that. I'm looking forward to being, how great is it to be here, by the way, in January back where we belong, right? With all the tribes under one roof. It's pretty good. So I look forward to come back next year and see what they've cooked up for us. So that's my pick.
And we have, speaking of just legendary brands and iconic artists, we have Mike Smith here to just give a little demo on the Meyer Brothers Connoisseur mouthpiece. So Mike, go right ahead. If that doesn't wake you up, what will? Thank you, Mike.
Somebody needs to get me a cigarette and Macallan 12.
Yeah, totally.
I love the NAMM show. I love the NAMM show, every inch of it. Lana, got company to watch. What do you got for us?
All right, so my company is not a product, and it's a topic that's not very sexy, but very necessary. It's the 100 Group. They're a credit card processing company, and I'll tell you why I picked this company. I met them last year at NAMM in the Member Center. They were doing a really cool activity, and I had just come off of realizing, as a retail owner, family business, we had 3 pages of credit card fees. And I was wondering, like, what is going on? We're getting charged thousands of dollars, and it was really impacting our bottom line in a huge way. Well, the 100 Group was offering, they had a question-answer game, and there was cash under the chair, so that's what interested me at first. But this is a family-owned business founded in 2008, and what makes them unique is that they weren't just trying to cut my costs. They were truly interested in not just my business, but us as an industry. And that intrigued me because we are an anomaly here, and I felt like they wanted to be a part of our family. Not only were they offering credit card savings and processing fees, but they noticed that a lot of us in this business that have retail do multiple facets. We have lessons, we have repairs, we have rentals, we have e-commerce, some of us don't. And they realize that in that, we often are using 5 or 6 different services to do all these things in our business. And so they've teamed up and are creating a platform for our business so that we are not pigeonholed in using one credit card processing company. And we need competitiveness in the market. So many people are gobbling up other people, and then the little guys, or those of us that are small to mid-size, end up paying the price for that. So the 100 Group has taken it upon themselves to learn so much about our industry, to come to the NAMM show time and again. And, you know, at first glance, you say, oh, credit card processing fees, yeah, okay, you know, it's kind of like your cable company. You got to call them and say, hey, you're charging me more again. But they're actually diving in and interested in developing a platform that really speaks to everything we do in a unique way. And they're crazy for doing it, for those of us that know this industry and all the billions we make. But I really appreciate that. So one of the quotes that they like to live by is one that the Ritz-Carlton famously quoted, which is, we are ladies and gentlemen serving ladies and gentlemen. They're the people's choice, and that's how I like to explain them. So hopefully you can meet Frank or Patrick at their booth later today if you haven't, booth 9610. But the 100 Group, doing more than just saving you on your credit card processing fees, they're really developing a POS platform that speaks to our industry so we can do everything in one space.
Awesome. The 100 Group. Give that a hand. That's awesome. Mike and Miriam, got company to watch. I keep trying to go back to the other category. Sorry. Company to watch.
So we're going to talk about Kala. As a company to watch, Kala catches our attention with their diverse range of instruments, making the act of playing music an enjoyable experience. Their commitment goes beyond creating that cute pint-sized bass, the U-bass. Kala's portfolio includes a variety of instruments designed for musicians of all levels, from fun designs suitable for beginners to advanced instruments that cater to seasoned players. Kala is poised to make a significant impact in the world of musical instruments. Keep an eye on them for their innovative approach and dedication to making music accessible and enjoyable for everybody. We plan on doing something really fun with Kala ukuleles. We live on the Hudson River, and we're going to do, hopefully, a Ukes on Hudson event that we're very excited about.
We're gonna do a uke circle out in the river on paddleboards with the Waterman uke. And I love their stuff so much. It's so fun. They make student model instruments that are beautiful, up to pro instruments, as you saw. I mean, that bass is unbelievable.
Fantastic.
And I'm just looking forward to, what else are you guys going to make that's mini? It's awesome. And just a little fact here, you guitar players should know this. If you play the guitar, you can automatically play the ukulele because it's the same shapes as the top 4 strings of a guitar, but up a 4th. Am I saying that right? So if you play a D chord shape on the ukulele, it's a G, right? So a lot of people don't know about that. So if you play guitar, man, you can play the ukulele.
We're in.
Kala, I love
Kala,
it.
give them a hand. Kala, amazing. Laura.
So my company to watch is John Packer. We've been working with them for a little while. They such a solid company, and honestly, you could not work with a nicer person than Rob. We use their product for, all price points of their brass instruments. They're easily to repair. My repair techs like them. You can get parts. But the real thing that just was such a mind mind blast this week. They just purchased Rath trombones, which I was like, whoa, power move. So we're super excited to expand what we offer our customers already with them. But one thing that really I just absolutely love, a funny story about Rob. So during the pandemic, my daughter got really into this British cartoon that was only on Netflix called Rainbow Ruby. I don't know if anyone knows this.
Any fans? No fans out here? No?
Rainbow Ruby?
We don't know what that is.
No? Okay. Well, there are no toys in America that are Rainbow Ruby toys. And of course, all she wants is a doll. So I'm telling this to Rob. I'm like, man, I can only find this doll on Amazon UK. It's going to be like $300 in shipping. Like, this is crazy. My next order, the doll was in there.
It was.
Yeah. And my shipping person was like, this isn't on the PO. I was like, oh my gosh. So such a great company. And now with this super high end of trombones, we're really excited to partner up with them and do more. Yeah, they're great. So if you haven't met Rob at John Packer, go visit him. It's great. Great product line.
John Packer. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Scythe.
Well, Frank, everybody knows the Shure brand name. This year when I walked by their booth, I was blown away at the ergonomics and how much detail they put into their booth. I think that's a testament to how involved they've been with the artist community, the way they do giveaways and contests. This is a video that I put together on the drive home from NAMM. Don't worry, I wasn't driving. But they do a great job on the retail level. Their training modules are something I use for my employees. They give tchotchkes when you complete a level, and they send them out to you. They've done a great job in really presenting their product. They're big enough to sit idly by, but they don't let that stop them. And so I really wanted to give a shout out to Shure. They've done a great job. They have some really cool stuff coming out that I can't yet speak about, so maybe next year at NAMM you guys will get to see it. But they're continuing to push the edge on what they're providing in technology. Shure was my pick. This is an example of, well, we just missed it, but they actually had a robotic arm there that was part of their QC process and taking out battery packs and switching the mic levels and things like that. And to show you that this is the rigorous level of testing they do. And the guy from the QC side, it was his first time at NAMM, but they wanted the public to see that. And I thought that was really cool. They're educating their customers on how they do things behind the curtain. And that level of transparency usually isn't found in a lot of companies. So props to them for doing what they do. And I think they're going to have many more years of continued success.
There you go. There you go. Sure. And Scythe's going to put he's going to put together little audio, video things for everybody. So just see him after the show.
Everybody here gets a free video. Look under your seats.
It's freaking awesome. Jim, go ahead.
Wonderful people over at Shure, Chicago love.
Yep.
I picked a company called Third Man Hardware. And if you're in Hall, I think it's Hall D, and you walk towards the back, if you follow the smell of fresh popcorn, you will find a very lovely booth with very lovely people that have a bunch of really cool product. If you don't know, Third Man is curated, I would say, by an artist named Jack White from the White Stripes and a million other bands and records. He's a visionary in music, but he's also a visionary when it comes to product offering, and he really has a way of putting his aesthetic into an instrument or a tool that actually does make it work for other people too, not just him. At the booth this year, they're building fuzz kits based on an old Mosrite circuit called a Fuzzrite, super cool spitty fuzz. It's got a pretty cool capacitor clip on it that kind of gates the signal. It's super rad. There is a triple threat, which is it's 3 pedals in one, distortion, fuzz, phaser, and echo. It's a very strong price point. They're collaborating with Donner pedals on that. It's just a really cool product offering that they have, similar to Sik, what he was saying, or Sif, it was like we know all of these products that are coming for the next year, for the next 2 years in some ways that we can't talk about. And it's because of what I can see coming forward. I see so much upside with this brand. I see so much innovation coming from this brand. If you haven't checked them out, you should go check out their booth, put on the headphones, plug in, and be wowed by their products like I was. So that's my company to watch.
Third Man Hardware, give that a hand. And that is companies to watch. That's our third category. Guys, we've got one more category, then we're out of here. But it's a big one. This is Best in Show. This is the product that these 6 people saw that they think is the best product or service that they saw at the show. I think it's all products this year. So, without further ado, Robert, you're Best in Show.
Right, so when you're walking on that floor, you see all kinds of crazy stuff. I'm sure some of my colleagues have like AI robotic space dragons that fold origami guitars as their pick or something. But what I picked...
Not that you're bitter.
To keep it super exciting, what I picked was a music stand. So, bear with me though. Bear with me. So, first of all, this is like a product that virtually every single customer that you have at some point in their life is going to need to use, right? But there's problems with them. Like, some of them are big and bulky and hard to carry around. Some of them collapse and fold up when you're trying to use them, right? So Craft Geek, there's a geek theme in my picks this year, has come up with the Bravo music stand, and this is it. It's that big. It's like when I go to a gig, if I take this with me, this is going to be the smallest piece of gear I take, right? But it very cleverly unfolds into like a very robust, sturdy, durable music stand with like a full desk, so your music's not going to fall off at like the most inopportune moment. And it's something that every one of your customers can use it. So anytime I see something that's kind of a unique solution to a problem that many of us have, it just gets me really fired up. So this is a great stand. You should check it out. That's my pick.
Craft Geek, give that a hand. Love it. Love it.
Oh, can I say one more thing about this, too? That kind of excites me is this is their first time at the NAMM show. And as a company, right? And as a company, this is their first entry kind of into the music products sector. So they looked at our industry and they said they saw a need and they came to fit it. And I think it's really important to welcome more people under the tent, especially when they're trying to solve our problems for us. So
stop by and see this first-time NAMM exhibitor. That's awesome. That's awesome. Lana.
All right. I'm going to let the demo speak for itself, but I picked the Eastman Series Plus. We are a B&O dealer as well as other things, but we deal heavily to students in the Santa Monica, Malibu Unified, LA Unified School Districts. And in our school, we are really robust in the music program, and we do more than just your classically trained instrument programs. So, for example, my daughter's high school, we have 8 orchestras and 6 after-school jazz bands, like 12 choirs. It's pretty intense. What I love about this is it's taking an age-old, beautiful acoustic instrument, and it's got a pickup that is put in the tailgut that you can't even see. So, you know, even a professional doing a recording or session can use this instrument in that fashion. It's great for our mariachi programs that we do, but more importantly, we do something called the Hip Hop Orchestra from Bach to Biggie, and our kids were putting on pickups that we were, you know, gluing and adding onto the top, and this just kills it and makes it sound amazing, and I can't wait to get it in the hands of our kids.
We have today with us, we have Nacho Laura and Lourdes Rosales from the Sci-Fi Ensemble. Welcome.
That was without it being plugged in.
This is the AB.
Yeah.
Love it.
Right on.
Love it.
And that right there
Thank
is
you,
what
guys.
gets more to start and fewer to quit. As a NAMM board member, I'd be remiss if I didn't say that. But it is really about getting our young budding musicians interested, and we have to look at other ways to get young musicians interested in music. And as my daughter used to call it, the dorchestra, she now loves the orchestra because she's figured out how to get kids interested by playing any song they call out on her violin, slapping it. We're big hip hop lovers in our house, and she's proved to everybody that you can do so much more with a classical instrument, and this product is great. If you go into YouTube and look up Expanding Students' Creative Musicianship with Leo Park, pedagogical, I said that totally wrong,
you
approaches.
You got it.
It's really cool. It's a great video that you should watch, but you should just check out, if you're not leaving today, please go by the booth and check it out. A great series if you're a retailer like myself and Carrie Eastman. You gotta have that because it's more than just a product. It's really reaching a demographic of young musicians and getting them interested in B&O.
Eastman Series Plus. Give that a hand. Awesome. Mike and Miriam, Best in Show.
So for Best in Show, we have chosen the On-Stage Amp Rack, which also I think solves a lot of problems here. So this versatile piece can find a place in your lesson studio or home, provides a neat and organized solution for your equipment. Beyond practicality, the On-Stage Amp Rack stands out for its aesthetically pleasing appearance. It comes in a few colors, right? It comes in a couple colors. Resembling a piece of furniture, the choice combines functionality with a touch of elegance, making it a standout product. I think this would be great in our lesson room. It kind of keeps everything compact. And actually, I think it would be great in our living room because if you're like us, you have a ton of equipment in your house, right? So I feel like that would be a perfect thing for our house or our business or whatever. So
You're awesome.
I don't know about that, but thanks.
I think actually it's called the On-Stage Guitar Workstation, technically, but yes, great product. I love this for our lesson rooms. If you have a music school, you know, we are typically putting an amp down and putting things on top of it and looking for a place to put the cables and a guitar stand. This kind of puts it all together. And I think you can put the guitar stand on either side, so you've got a place for your cables, a guitar stand on there, and underneath it, there's actually a little built-in pedal board, which is great to show your students different kinds of pedals and even maybe promote some of the pedals that you're selling in your store. You stick your amp in there, there's a little shelf on top for your phone, your picks, your slides, whatever else you're gonna use. And I love these guys, they do such a great job at On Stage.
On Stage,
You
give
go
them a hand.
guys, get them.
And Guitar Workstation is a much better name for it. I mean, that
Yes.
makes so much sense. So
Okay.
I love that.
Fantastic. On Stage Guitar Workstation. Give that one more hand. That's a really cool little product. Love it. Best in Show.
Great for houses of worship too. You can put that on stage,
Oh, I'm already
leave it
looking
there
at
the whole time.
Yeah,
So can I
Very
add
good.
something about the workstation?
you sure can.
Okay, so we also saw the workstation, and I brought about 20 staff members to tour the show, and Anna was showing us this product, and the pedal board folds up.
Yeah.
So she's talking all about it, and everything's cool, and I'm watching my staff, and as soon as she pulled the board down, all their jaws went. It was almost on cue. She was like, and look at this. And they were all like, oh, it was so cool.
And in
All
the back
my
of it,
staff.
there's a hat, and you can pull a rabbit right out of
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. It was so cool. It was very cool. Yeah. My
All right.
staff's super excited about it.
On Stage Guitar Workstation. Give that one more hand because it really is super. Laura, what do you have for Best in Show?
I have the Gator Someone Somewhere cases. I have one. Ooh, can I show it?
Of course.
Okay. Oh, very good.
Please.
Okay. I hope I do this story justice because it was so cool. This really was a product that's more than just a NAMM show thing. It really is like a global idea. So these are made down in Mexico, and all of the fabric is woven in traditional, like, antique looms, yes, on antique looms that are all individually owned, and then they buy all the fabric, and everything is made super sustainable. So like the little tags here are hand macrameed, and it's so much so with a story that if you open it, this is so cool. It's got a little QR code on the inside that actually shows you who made it, which I think is amazing. Just this idea of bringing the individuality back into products that normally we're like, oh yeah, they must just be mass produced on some machine. They're not. Like, this really does have a story behind it. And I was so impressed with Gator's idea of sustainability and, you know, giving back to communities in need and things like that. It was so impressive. I was so impressed with this whole thing. So way to go, Gator.
Okay.
Way cool product.
This is a product that the panelists fought over. Jim Turk is one of them. Jim, do you want to add anything to that?
I would just say it's amazing to see so much work that Gator does. I mean, how many times are they on the list right here from all of us? They do such great work. This one in particular, the sustainability aspect of it is really impressive. They're leading in a space that, at least at Reverb, you know, we're a used marketplace first and foremost. That's a sustainability message right there. We are very invested as a company, and to see other companies join us in that is really, really great. It's also a really cool gig bag. You should just go check it out, even if that doesn't, you know. I have all Gator cases at my house for all of my guitars, and I'm definitely going to be picking up a few of these, and you should definitely check them out. Great company, great product.
Great company. Lana, you were another one.
I mean, we definitely did fight over this. Gator's winning for sure. Love Crystal, love Leanne, the team, and love them because they've created connection through their company, but this product just shows that sustainability is on the forefront of everyone's mind, but more companies really need to put it on the forefront of their products. And so they've accomplished that. But more importantly, we talk about why we come to NAMM. It's the connection. You cannot beat the human connection. Why do we play music? It's the connection. You connect to people who speak different languages, come from completely different cultures through music. And here's something that's not just a bag. Usually what goes in it is the prized possession, right, that has that piece of connection. But they've created a unique way to match sustainability, to bring a product that everybody sells as an easy add-on, everybody needs. But here you are connecting to who made that piece, where they're from, and where they source the materials. And that is thinking in a global manner, and it's also thinking about our earth and being kind, and thinking about the people that are actually making these products across the world who are often overlooked. As somebody who's first generation here in this country, I truly appreciated the story behind it. It brought me to tears. So please go check out the story behind it. And thank you, Crystal and Gator, for everybody for pushing this initiative forward and leading the way.
Yeah. Gator, someone, somewhere, guitar bag. You got a hand. Beautiful. Scythe, best in show.
Frank, you know, this was a really tough one. At the end of the day, I got to go with my gut. And, you know, my selection for best in show this year is going to be me. To think about it, you know, like I dress really well, I'm charming AF, I'm super humble, it's the obvious choice, I know.
Wear sunglasses inside.
Right, you know, I'm a DJ.
He's giving everybody a free video after this.
Right, you know, everyone's getting hooked up. No, you know, Frank told me I got to pick a product. So, you know, when I walked over to the Mackie booth, they had something there that immediately drew me in. I mean, it was like the hottest girl in the room kind of thing. Sorry, my girlfriend's here. I'm going to hear that on the way home. You know, I was drawn to it. I like to play video games in my limited free time, but you know, with all the other things that I do, the application of this is what really sold me. I mean, it can be used as a video mixer between the two camera inputs, the HDMI input and the pass-through. You know, it's got a headset mic, independent volume control for that mic, for your monitors. You know, it's a wonderful product. Ergonomically, it's very well designed. It doesn't feel like a cheap product by any means. And I'm really curious to see, you know, what other applications this can be used for just outside of OBS and streaming. You know, whether it's music production. Last night I hooked it up in my home studio, and you know, I was able to just plug and play right away. Immediately, you know, the buttons on the top were assigned to different commands, so I could pull up my mixer window, pull up my graphic EQ and things like that. Required no setup whatsoever. And I think that's where, you know, when we can take something that's already great at what it does and figure out what else it can do, those are the things that really excite me the most. So I think Mackie really hit it out the park on this one. You know, and I'm excited to see this come out and see what everyone does. And by the way, this is a super affordable product, right? So this is not something that's going to break your bank. This is something that everybody from every demographic can get their hands on and start to meddle with. So that was my best in show.
We've got Ty Vaughn from Mackie here. Before we give it a hand, of course. But we've got Ty Vaughn here from Mackie to give us a little demonstration. Welcome, Ty.
Yeah, definitely. Syfe did a great job of explaining what the product is, but I just wanted to show here what the Mackie Mainstream is. We have 3 independent video feeds going into this device. This is a common gaming setup where you would have a gaming console going into the HDMI feed, and then 2 USB cameras also coming in, but they all come into your software individually so you can do your picture-on-picture, customize it however you like, and these awesome function keys on top are very versatile. They're very easy to program too. They function kind of like hotkeys. So as I hit a button here, I can do all my scene switching in OBS, but you can map them to change the lighting in your room. Whatever software that you can assign a hotkey to, you can assign these to. And then awesome, easy to use audio controls here on the bottom.
There it is.
I'll just add, by the way, you know, like, it's a small thing, but like the mute buttons are recessed and indented in, and it feels really good to press and play with, and those little like tiny things are like little dopamine hits when you're using something every day. And so like, I just, you know, something about it really speaks to you, you know, as a gamer or whatever it is. And yeah, so that's it. Thanks, Ty. He's now going to play Fortnite for the next 45 minutes.
Step right up. Thank you so much, Ty. Thanks. All right, there it is. Mackie Mainstream, give that a hand. We have one more Best in Show to get to, and it is Jim's. What do you got?
When I think about Best in Show, I try to challenge myself to say, if I could take one thing home with me, what would it be?
Me. Oh, sorry. I'm not available.
Okay, so now we've got two
Just
married people in
past on
trouble.
it is
One panel, 2 married people in trouble now.
that instrument at the end of the stage, that large instrument on the stage is the thing that I would love to take home. I do have an ARP 2600. This is the PS 3300. It's not, I shouldn't say it's super similar to the 2600, but it's a polyphonic synthesizer. I don't want to talk too much about the PS 3300 because I think it's selling the company short a little bit in that if you walk around the show floor, for me, I always end up back at the Korg booth. They have so many cool things that are at the booth, like, right, the Micro Korg 2 is reissued, or is issued here. I don't even know how many Micro Korgs have been sold since it's been out. It's got to be 5 billion at this point. An amazing, amazing synthesizer. They have the King Korg Neo. That is also an incredibly cool new synth that they just put out. They have a bunch of cool modules that they just put out. They have, how can I forget, the Handy Tracks, which is a super cool. Did you see the Handy Tracks? Handy Tracks is it's like a little portable turntable that has built-in effects. It's got echo, it's got delay, it's got a built-in looper. It's got a bunch of, anyway, it's just like a really cool product. They have the Vox Wah. They have the cool new Blackstar stuff. I could have spent my whole day at the Korg booth and still not had enough time to check out all the cool stuff. But to that point, my good friend Natalie is here. I'm sorry for dragging you out here early this morning, but she's here to demo the 3300,
Well,
which is super cool.
Luciano Minetti, Natalie.
Oh, dude, my man.
Go ahead, Luciano. Go ahead.
Awesome. Thank you so much. But I'm the brand manager from Korg USA. We're very excited to be here and be back at NAMM and come back with all of these products. So what we did was we selected a little sampling of the wide variety of products that we've offered here at NAMM 2024. So I just want to go over them very quickly. But we have a grand stage, a new grand stage. It's called the Grand Stage X. And it shares only the name with the original grand stage. It's been completely redesigned. A couple things to know about it. You'll see visually it's a striking piece on stage. It sets it apart. We've completely changed the main panel to be easy to use as well for live performance, and 700 sounds in this stage keyboard. So definitely very exciting about that. Micro Korg 2 we mentioned, but a completely new user interface, which is extremely exciting. Legacy of over 20 years with the original Micro Korg. And finally, probably the one that has been making such a buzz at NAMM. It's been behind glass for appointment only, but from 1977, the PS 3300 was perhaps the rarest synthesizer ever produced. And what we've done here is faithfully recreated this synthesizer and brought it into the modern world with some key additions. You have now the ability to save and load and recall presets. You also have modern connectivity with USB and MIDI. But what's most exciting, this is a fully polyphonic synthesizer. So 49 keys, 49 voices, with 3 main sections that you can layer together. So without further ado, I want to just let you hear this. And if you haven't stopped by the Korg booth, please do today. And thank you very much for
We've
the
got,
award.
we've got Natalie Cheney and Chris Sanders on stage with us too from Korg. Go ahead, you guys. Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. That's Best in Show, you guys. Give these guys a round of applause. Give everybody who demonstrated a round of applause. Thank you all for coming out so early in the morning. We appreciate you all. Have a great rest of the day. Go see these products, and we'll see you at the next NAMM show.